Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our morning edition of Big Brother 22 All-Stars Live Feed Spoilers. We have so much to get to today. Veto winner.
Yep.
Aftermath.
Yep.
BB Comics. Winegate.
Yep.
We always need a good Winegate, right?
There always needs to be a little bit of drama, especially this season. We need some.
We gotta take whatever we can get here, people.
Yep.
And, there could be an interesting day in the house. It's probably not going to be an impactful day when it comes to things changing, but Christmas is gonna try something. Let's see exactly how that works out for her.
Yeah, we'll see.
Before we get into anything more here, though, if you guys enjoy this discussion, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and also support us more by checking those links to the store as well as our Patreon.
And tonight we're going to be covering Lovecraft for the first time. You guys have been asking us to do it. Some of you guys have been asking about it. We have finally caught up, and we are going to be doing Lovecraft tonight, so there will be a video up about that. And, we also thank everybody for understanding that we didn't have a video up yesterday.
Yeah, it was, my birthday's on Tuesday, but because we're working on Tuesday, we did something yesterday, and I've seen all of your well wishes, your happy birthdays. It's so appreciated and so very nice, and we got a couple of pictures over on the Instagram if you want to check that out.
Yeah, if you're not following us on Instagram, head on over. It's Matt and Jess TV, and we've got some cake pictures up there, which was it was a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone.
Waffles. That's all I gotta say about the waffle maker dream has come true.
It has.
All right, now the veto winner, and I know that there's a lot of just who could win the veto in the game. Well, some of you probably already know at this point, if we're being honest.
Oh, for sure. We have no delusions about it. So the veto winner is Nicole, and it was BB Comics. So we did end up actually getting that this season.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to, because it felt like this past veto was kind of similar to what we've seen from it. And, there are some teases out there as what some of these comics were. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend like I have all them memorized in my head.
No.
I know that there is a King Kaser one. And
yes.
Let me just say right now, I would buy the King Kaser comic. I don't know exactly what he would be doing, if he would just be like, restoring peace to the world.
As long as he's got a crown, I'm all about it.
I think Ian's is based on his space character that he was playing in the house throughout all this time. I know there was like a David versus Goliath. I am kind of disappointed that the BB comic for David is not David driving around in the clown car with us in the back seat chanting his name over and over again.
Pieing ourselves in the face.
Yeah, we would have given you the rights to do the David clown car with his two sidekicks with their delusions of grandeur all season.
That's right.
It's not a surprise Nicole did well in this. I think she's done well in BB Comics in the past, and, it's kind of funny that I think Janelle was really Janelle Stradamus here and saying that Nicole was going to get really, really far and then just all of a sudden wake up and start winning competitions.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Nicole is this is a strategy she has used in the past and has gotten her very far, where she aligns with, strong players that protect her far in. And then when it comes time, this happens.
And it's so funny because Nicole goes from being this, I can't win anything, I'm not gonna win, and now she's like in all of her like solo conversations being like, I'm really good at this game, I'm really gonna win this thing. This is what's just like, she's like flipping a switch.
Yeah. And if this was her on a season of like newbies, like a mixed sort of season, I could understand her feeling that way. But she is playing against other players that have played this game before, and if she's sitting at the end with someone like Cody, who has won so many HOH and has been playing a really good game, there is no way that she wins this.
Here's the thing, though, and we don't have 100% verification that this is going to happen just yet, but I think Nicole is starting to convince herself of the things that we thought that she would slowly convince herself of, starting first and foremost with the fact that she really probably should cut Enzo at Final Four if she gets the opportunity to do so.
She needs to cut Enzo, because when it comes to Cody, if he ends up winning that final HOH and he has a choice of Nicole and Enzo, I'm not 100% sure which way he's going to end up going with that. Like, he could easily beat Nicole, but I'm not 100% sure about Enzo.
Yeah, like I think he can probably beat Enzo, but yeah, like you said,
Probably.
I'm not 100% on it either. I don't know what kind of arguments Cody's gonna make there, but I could see him picking either one. But I think Nicole, she just sort of realizes if I'm in the final three with Christmas and Cody, I think either one of them would take me to the end, and I have a chance of beating Christmas. She is finally sort of realizing, nobody may like Christmas, but Christmas is there for the taking. She is the jury goat of this season.
Yeah, and they have both now sort of told us that they kind of know that they have a shot at beating each other. So as much as Christmas was kind of like, I need to get Nicole out of here, whatever, I think that is passing. It's passing.
Yeah.
She has more self-awareness than I thought she was gonna have here. Like, I know she's still like, yeah, I'm the best, whatever, but she does understand that going up against someone like Nicole, there's a better chance that she's gonna win than going up against someone like Cody, where I don't think anyone's gonna win.
Yeah, and I think Christmas is well enough aware of that. And it helped that Christmas and Nicole sort of had a conversation yesterday and talk some things out. Like, they're not about to go, like, tiptoe in a field of flowers screaming best friends forever or anything. They are not even going to be the second coming of the Root.
No, but they know where they stand.
Yeah.
And I think having that self-awareness at this point is really important, especially for Nicole, who, she only really has Cody. Like, if Cody goes, she's not really working with anyone else, so she needs Christmas.
Can we call Christmas and Nicole the Leaves if Cody and Enzo are the Root? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs... No, don't leave any thumbs down. Just let me know in the comments.
Don't listen to Matt. He has gone crazy. No thumbs down, but just leave us a comment if you like the Leaves.
Is a great alliance name.
Is it, though?
Probably not, but really, I don't want a Nicole Christmas Final 2 either. So this is why...
I do not want this, but, you never know. This has been... I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We'll see if anybody's able to actually just take out Cody or cut him at the end.
I need a little bit more from Nicole still when it comes to her recognition. I need her to be more gung-ho about taking out Cody. And I think for right now, she and Cody are still kind of in this place where they're just sort of like, even the wall yeller warned you guys about us and you still didn't do anything. So they're kind of like in this ha-ha mode where they're like laughing at everyone.
Yeah, it's true. They were warned. That wall yeller did squadoosh. Nothing happened. Nobody paid attention. Nobody really took any shots at this. I mean, it's just, here we are, guys.
I am so curious now to... I say all the time I don't really want to be in the heads of certain house guests, but I actually would be kind of curious to be in Enzo's head here and sort of realize, in his head, is he being like, yo, that's it, Nicole's made it long enough, yo, I gotta get rid of her at Final Four. I think he's probably thinking these things. I've gotten enough from conversations that he potentially is, and I kind of sense that Nicole's already starting to plant some seeds about not knowing what he would do, justifying her voting against him.
Yeah, and it is putting Cody in a really weird position because these two both kind of understand that Cody is both of their go-to. And like we just said, if Cody is at the end and he has to choose between them, I honestly don't know which way he's gonna go. I know that he's obviously got his final two with Enzo, but he may be like, I want the money, so I'm for sure gonna take Nicole because I definitely can beat her, where Enzo, I can probably beat him.
There's so many different variables just with those three people, and then you introduce everything else with Christmas and Memphis, because philosophically, in the aftermath of this veto, there's some interesting stuff going down here.
Yep.
Memphis, his whole thinking right now is more or less just, I know they're not going to use I know Nicole's not using the veto, so I'm just going to throw Christmas under the bus. Wise guys all the time.
Yeah, and in some ways, it's a good strategy. He does have the wise guys, so he's got to lean on the two people who are voting. Unfortunately, Enzo has told Cody about the wise guys plan and told him that he is not part of one of them. So, I mean, I'm not really sure how Cody's going to feel about that.
It's it's all true, and I think really, I don't know if Memphis is actually more concerned about his fate than he's letting on in the house, because Memphis, he doesn't talk to us as much as some other people, and beyond all that,
he doesn't talk to anybody. It's really hard to know what is going on with Memphis.
And I think he's also one of these guys who in his head, he's probably just like, I'm so good at this, I'll find a way to make it work. I've got this all figured out. Like,
this is starting to sound like your Russell Hans impression.
I'm Russell Hans. I'm coming into the game now. I'm Memphis Garrett, the best player of all time. Okay, I'm done. No, but I think that I don't know where Memphis is with this. Maybe he's going to be blindsided because he's not aware that Cody and Enzo are going to get rid of him, or maybe he is and he's just not vocalizing it at all, but he's really trying to throw Christmas under the bus as much as possible.
Yeah, he is really relying on this wise guys thing a lot more than I think Cody and Enzo are in on the wise guys. I think Memphis really has put a lot of stock in this.
I think the other part of it that's interesting to me is that one of the things that Memphis is also going to try to do here moving forward is just remind Cody and Enzo fully that his target is going to be Nicole moving forward, because then that puts Cody and Enzo in an interesting spot where Christmas, foreseeably, if she stays in the game, she may be more likely to get rid of one of them, whereas if they decide to keep Memphis, you may make Nicole mad, but you may be keeping somebody who's not going to go after the two of you if you believe what he says.
Yeah, if you believe it.
That's where it's hard to really even say for sure what the right move here is for some of them. Like, I think for Enzo, the right move is absolutely, you got to keep Memphis in the game, because I just feel like Christmas, she's much more likely to go after Cody first and foremost, and Nicole's going to want to go with her to the end. I don't think Nicole's going to be as excited going to the end with Memphis.
I think it also just depends on how much people like Enzo really know what's going on with Nicole and Christmas, that they are kind of squashing their beef at the moment. We'll get into the Winegate in a second, but for the most part, I mean, people are not going to really be thinking that they're working together. Yeah. So they don't have the same information that we all have.
No, in Christmas right now, I think in her head here, it's very much like, I'm going to get Nicole to use the power of veto on me. I'm going to be safe. It's like, this is my Christmas impression, by the way. It's just me saying things confidently regardless of whether or not they're true. But that's where she is.
Yeah, Nicole is not going to be using this power of veto. But, no. I mean, it is going to be interesting to see where Cody and Enzo end up landing on this, of really what's better for their game, because Memphis has a chance of at least beating Enzo at this point. I think that a lot of people on the jury are not understanding Enzo's game as well as the people who are left in the house, and they're not voting, so they're still there. No one has told the jury yet what Enzo has actually been doing behind the scenes. So this might be a situation of sort of explaining it too little too late, and there's a possibility that Memphis may beat Enzo, and I'm not sure that it's a great idea to keep him around.
I think it all is based on this simple question of, do you want to keep someone who you're more likely to beat if you make it to the end with them, but somebody you're less likely to make it to the end with, or someone in Memphis who you may be more likely to make it to the end with, but you're less likely to win against them.
The problem also is that Memphis wins a lot of stuff. And the things that Christmas has won have sort of been because someone else messed it up. Yeah, and that's where we are. And with Memphis, if he wins this next veto, because the veto is the most important thing, then this is going to turn into a problem possibly for everyone else, where it's like, if you just get rid of him, is Christmas going to win that veto? It's less likely.
Let's get into Winegate. I'm so excited to talk about Winegate.
Let's get into it.
This is dumb. Okay, so Nicole had this extra bottle of wine, and this happened really late overnight, and she decided that she was going to share it with Cody and Enzo, her big brother friends, regardless of what she does in the game, and she's fine with that. But Christmas learns that they're up there drinking the wine, and she's not a part of it. And then, I don't think Christmas is actually like that upset about it or whatever, but Nicole all of a sudden is now like freaking out that Christmas is going to, you think that this is like evidence that okay, these three are definitely final three now. They're sharing the wine with each other. Why? Like, there was a really big to-do about all of this overnight.
I think that Nicole messed up with that. There was no real reason to do that. She doesn't need to solidify really anything further. These three are working together. I know there's a little bit with Enzo and Nicole, but not enough that she should risk something like this because everybody reads into everything at this point. I mean, we saw Janelle and Memphis up there sharing a glass of wine and it just destroyed people in the house. And so if you're going to do something like that, these two are on the block. You're going to be up there celebrating, secretly having a wine. Why are you doing that? Like, just invite everyone together and just hang out. Just relax it out. I think she made a mistake, and I think it's going to end up getting into her own head even more than everybody else's heads. And she doesn't need to be in her own head any more than she is.
If you guys have watched a lot of these videos, I try to be sympathetic. We try to empathize with how house guests feel in this crazy environment all the time.
Yeah, this is a very hard game.
This is the one thing I will never understand. I will never understand how insistent people are on being shifty when it comes to the booze. Like, I get it. It's a stressful game. You sort of get a load off with all of it, but it's not that important that you're going to risk your own game, hiding wine from somebody, sharing a glass of wine. It's like, you're going to be out of the game in just a matter of weeks here, people. It's not that important. It's probably not even the best wine, if I'm being totally honest here.
No, it's really a bit of a dangerous move to do something like that because it does come across now that they are in some sort of a final three. They're excluding the two people who are on the block. Yeah. There's only 5 of them, so sharing a bottle of wine together shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, it feels like you're excluding people on purpose.
Sharing is caring. Okay. Let's get the little just like twinkly things around us here.
Because the other thing is one of them is staying. So, and Nicole is going to play for Veto, but she's not going to be able to play for HOH, which is, a safety still.
Yeah.
It still matters in that person who wins the HOH is going to be safe. And that's important as well. I mean, it doesn't give you power to make the choice, but you're still safe, right? So, listen, just make everybody feel okay. That is part of this game. Then, say Christmas goes, now she's going to go to the jury saying, no, Nicole excluded me. She made me feel this. Just share the wine.
There's a part of me that wishes that was an even bigger freak out after the fact. Look at Christmas playing a nuanced game here and not letting herself spiral over some wine.
I would actually probably be spiraling over that. That if I'm on the block and they're up there sort of like, cheers, ah, and I'm down there being like, I'm on the block. Like, what is going on? There's only 2 other people in the house. Why are we not invited to this? I'd feel really weird about it.
Well, we'll see what today brings. Christmas is going to try to campaign for the veto to be used. We'll have an update later on. But for now, what do you think about the state of the game right now? If you're Enzo, do you try to get rid of Nicole? Next, do you think Enzo versus Nicole is going to be the real showdown of Final Four? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Give us a like. Support us further. Check those links to the store, our Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.